Hi, all. Bryan VantHof here with RE/MAX Advantage Plus. Ramsey Trusted and the Minnesota real estate team. Hope you're having a great last week of February. We are right around the corner to spring, right? Heading into March here this weekend. And I hope you have some nice plans for what looks like a really great weather week here next week. So this week I get to talk to you again about the current state of the Twin Cities real estate market and kind of the surrounding area within that 50-mile radius of downtown Minneapolis in Minnesota. This week, I'm going to talk a little bit about new construction. I don't talk a lot about new construction generally, but this week I am going to talk a little bit about what's going on in the new construction market, some of the builders that are involved, kind of if you're looking at that move-up range of homeowners who are looking in that new construction, single-family homes of $400,000 to $700,000. The primary builders for that area include Lennar, D.R. Horton, MI Homes. To a lesser extent, there's smaller local builders like J.B. Brooks, 11010, Capstone, Country Joe, Centra, all kind of other local smaller builders who kind of build in that same price range that Lennar and D.R. Horton do. But all of these, again, are kind of mass-produced homes, limited selections that buyers get to pick. The builder pretty much chooses the fit and finish on everything, and the buyer just chooses to go out and buy what's been built. The bigger builders are certainly Lennar and D.R. Horton. Lennar nationally sold 82,583 homes last year in fiscal 2025. D.R. Horton sold 84,863. And part of the reason why I want to talk about this new construction is because of the number of buyers I've helped. I helped 5 Lennar buyers within the past 12 months. Another client of mine whose home I sold that bought Lennar chose to go directly to Lennar before I could help them with the transaction. So I've done a little bit of, actually quite a bit of work with Lennar in particular here over the past 12 months. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about my experience with that, just to kind of give you an idea of what's what, their pricing strategy, their sales strategy, their home styles, the mortgage operations, everything that I've seen with Lennar kind of over the past 12 months helps me get a good understanding of really what's going on with them in particular. But as some of the larger companies go, so do some of the others as well. So we'll get to talk a little bit more about that here today. But let's start, as we always do, with a market update with previously owned homes within a 50-mile radius of downtown Minneapolis in Minnesota. We saw 844 new listings hit the market. That's 32 more than the prior week and 75 more than the same time last year. 592 of those listings were single family. That's up 43. 166 were townhomes. That's down 8. And 86 were condos, which is down 3. At least 221 of those new listings, over 26% of new listings, sold in the first week on the market. That's a jump of 53 more than last week. Last year, the pace of sales of the new listings that hit the market was similar at about 26% of all listings. There's 310 coming soon listings on the market. That's up 9 from last week, but 12 fewer than last year. Total available home inventory rose slightly to 3,954. That's up 16 from last week and 733 more than last year. Kind of one interesting that happened this week is of our available inventory of 3,954, the number of available single-family homes in that total actually dropped by 7 to 2,191. So even though we saw an increase in the number of single-family listings over the past week, up 43 from the prior week, they sold at such a pace that the inventory levels actually went down. People are bending over backwards to get into buying single-family homes yet. So they're being snapped up quickly for the single-family homes that are priced appropriately and prepared properly for the market. The 2,191 single-family homes have a median listing price of $465,000. That's up $15,000 from the prior week, and days on the market of 48. Down 5 from the prior week. 913 of our available homes are townhomes. That's up 4 at a median price of $300,000, unchanged. And days on the market on those townhouses of 48, which is down 4. Condos are 850 of our available homes. That's up 9 at a median price of $190,000. That's down $5,000 from last week. And days on the market of 108 days is unchanged from last week. 720 homes went from active to pending, up 110. 452 went from pending to closed, up 46. Total pending listings jumped significantly to 2,517. That's up 267 from the prior week. 1,168 homes are active with a contingent offer on them. That's up 74. And we did see a reduction temporarily not available to show homes down to 636. That's down 17. Mortgage rates continued a gentle downward trajectory, with most of my clients seeing mortgage rates under 6% right now. Even had one lock on a conventional loan at 5.625. Had another client lock a VA loan at 5.25. A good mortgage broker is on a 30-year conventional loan is going to be between 5.75 and 6% right now. We are less than an eighth off of our 12-month lows and down nearly 0.25% from 1 month and 6 months ago. Slightly above 3 months ago. 3/8 lower than 9 months ago, and 1/4% lower than this time last year. These lower mortgage rates have certainly had an impact on our market. Rates consistently in the fives are definitely going to draw out buyers and sellers across the board. Showing activity did rise in the past week to 13,150 realtor scheduled showings. That's a 5% increase over the prior week, with showings per listing rising to 3.63. We were still higher in showing requests last year by about 200 from where we are today on fewer listings. So we are not at the pace we were at last year, but it's really not that far off. That's the real estate market that's been going on here for the past week. Getting back to the new construction conversation, I'm going to tell you about a couple recent transactions I did with Lennar, as well as talk about what I see them and other builders doing with their sales strategies. Two strategies that I see Lennar using. 1, selling a mortgage payment. 2, selling a house. What do I mean by that? Lennar is notorious for having two different, widely divergent prices on what are essentially the same houses in the same neighborhoods with the same features. One house might be priced at $500,000, and the identical house, or essentially identical house in the same neighborhood, might be priced at $450,000. Why the difference? On the $500,000 home, Lennar might be offering the buyer a mortgage incentive where they might, as an example, give the buyer a 4.99% mortgage rate over 30 years, or another incentive that I had a client take recently is a 1.99% interest rate for 1 year, and then it adjusts up to for a couple of years going forward, and then it's adjustable after 7 years as well. So on that $500,000 home, the buyer gets some financing incentives that are designed to buy a mortgage payment, keep the mortgage payment low. That's what those are designed to do, is to provide a buyer with an opportunity to get in at a low mortgage payment to purchase their homes. That's what I mean by the Lennar selling a mortgage payment. The other identical house at $450,000, Lennar does not offer those financing incentives. They still offer some seller paid closing costs, but you're out getting the going mortgage interest rate on that home. So that $450,000 house, you're qualifying for the 5.75 or whatever the number might look like, 6%. You're not getting the mortgage incentives that the $500,000 nearly identical home is given by Lennar. So $500,000 lower mortgage payment, $450,000 market interest rate, but lower price of the home. So that's one of the strategies that Lennar is using. It's kind of an odd thing to think about, but it is a way to get people engaged and interested in their properties. These are sales tools that Lennar uses. Other builders have used effectively really for over the past 5 years to get more buyers into their homes. So as an example, Lennar has increased sales by 38% from 2021 to 2025 using the strategies of not just trying to sell a house, trying to sell a mortgage payment, trying to do whatever they can that isn't just selling a house. Getting involved in the mortgage side of selling their properties has been very beneficial. They've created some incredible incentives and strategies that have increased their sales. Again, 38% increase in just 5 years in the way that they market their properties and the sales strategies that they've implemented. So it may seem like buying a new construction home to most buyers looks like a pretty straightforward process that you don't need a realtor for. But when you talk about these things, when you talk about the things that Lennar does, that D.R. Horton does, just remember, they are professional sellers. They've been doing this for a long time. They are publicly traded companies. They are beholden to stockholders. They are beholden to the bottom line. So what does that mean to you? They are not doing you any favors. That's what it means to you. Many people don't think it doesn't matter if they buy directly from the builder and don't get a professional realtor involved. Nothing can be further from the truth. Having a professional like me by your side can really save you tens of thousands of dollars in price and payments. I'll talk a little bit more about why that's the case. Again, keep in mind, you are buying from professional sellers with no emotional engagement in the sale. The buyers are completely generally emotional buyers. Builders are not emotional sellers. They are bottom line sellers. They're there to maximize their profits. Lennar and D.R. Horton, they also offer heavy incentives so that buyers will use their mortgage programs because they know there is a lot of money to be made on the mortgage side of everything here as well. And that's what I want to finish up with here a little bit today. Over the past 2 weeks, I've had 2 buyers engage Lennar Mortgage for the financing on a Lennar home. For one, Lennar said that if we use their mortgage company, my buyers could get a $10,000 seller pay closing costs. On the other one, it was $5,000. But the buyer would not get the $10,000 in seller pay closing costs if they went outside of Lennar Mortgage. So if the buyer chose to get a mortgage somewhere else, the $10,000 or $5,000 went away. The $10,000 of seller pay closing costs was extremely attractive to my clients. My clients applied for a Lennar Mortgage for the house they wanted to buy from Lennar. Lennar's initial offer for their mortgage was a 5.99% mortgage rate that included over $4,300 in lender fees on a loan amount of $433,000 with total out-of-pocket expenses to my clients of about $21,000. Seemed a little odd to me, so I asked my clients, talk to another loan officer outside of Lennar, see where things are at, see if we can get you better options for the mortgage on the home that they wanted to purchase. Another one of my preferred lenders came back with the same mortgage rate at 5.99%, $4,300 in lender fees, but a loan amount of $428,000, not $433,000, and total down payment out of my client's pocket of $18,000. So about $3,000 less out of pocket upfront for the same rate, and a lower mortgage amount, which ultimately would have led to a lower mortgage payment and also provided lower mortgage insurance rates to my client. When Lennar heard that they were shopping around, guess what? Lennar magically found a better option for my client. They came down to a 5.625% mortgage rate on a $428,000 mortgage with zero lender fees, total down payment of $16,500, and the buyers still got their $10,000 in seller pay closing costs. Why do I say this? It pays to shop. It pays to pit mortgage brokers against each other in many cases to get you the best terms possible. In this instance, my clients decided to work with Lennar Mortgage only after shopping around to see if they're going to get a better deal somewhere else. And then when they did find a better deal, Lennar matched it. Get more than one quote on a mortgage. Even if the terms that the builder offers look really good to you, there could be other mortgage offers that certainly look a lot better. My other client was a VA buyer. They ended up going with the outside lender because my outside lender beat Lennar's VA program. The VA mortgage rate that they got was 5.25%. Very similar terms as far as they didn't get the seller pay closing costs, but my lender was able to actually give them a $5,000 credit at closing. Actually, it's closer to $9,000 credit at closing, which more than covered the amount that they lost out on with Lennar. So the builder's lender, again, they will not always give you the best options right up front if you aren't shopping around looking for other things, and you don't want to get stuck with a program that isn't best for your situation. So that's really the benefit. One of the benefits, there's multiple benefits to having a professional realtor by your side, but knowing the mortgage market, knowing what these mortgage brokers do, what the lenders do, what's available out there, and the private mortgage broker side of things. We as realtors, I as realtor, can save you thousands and tens of thousands of dollars on mortgage payments, down payment amounts, purchase price on the home, really just a lot of different things that absolutely make bringing a professional realtor right up front involved in the transaction to make sure that you are getting the best terms for you. You don't have to go directly to the builder. There is absolute 100% benefit to you to engage a professional realtor to help you put or keep more money in your pocket, get you better loan terms, and not get stuck with working with an empathetic seller kind of an empathetic seller, but knowing that that builder is a professional seller. And as soon as you walk in the door without an agent, they know they probably are going to win when it comes to negotiations and put more money in the builder's pocket. So that's why you want to get a professional involved. I'd love to be that person. Doesn't cost you anything above and beyond that. We do charge an admin fee, but generally the builders pay the buyer's agent's commission as well. Forward this on to people, whether you're buying or selling, or somebody you know is buying or selling, that you think they could benefit from this information. Forward this to them. Let them know that there is, especially as we head into the spring market. Next month is the parade of homes is starting. So a lot of people put new construction kind of on the front of their mind when it comes to purchasing a home. Now is the time to prepare. Now is the time to engage a realtor like me. When you want to go look at new construction, when you want to go look at models, contact me. I am here to help you accomplish your goals, save you money, keep money in your pocket, provide you information and resources, help you be successful, find you the best mortgage rates, find you the best mortgage terms, and just help you overall. So if you'd like to take a look at some of the listings that I've done here over the past year, if you are looking to sell, you can check out my website at bryanvanthof.com and check out the recent listings tab. Reach out soon. I'd love to be the realtor who helps you accomplish your goals here in 2026. You know I research the market. You know I know the market. I'd love to be that person who helps you. Reach out soon. Talk to you soon.